Hi class, like I was saying in the last video, this should be our last video for Cheese Chase and we should be able to play, so I hope you're all excited. We just finished making the 4 beetles that are the enemies in the game, and we need to now make so that players, when they're playing the game, they can have a high score to play. So if they're playing against someone else, they have to beat the score of 90. And that's going to show up on the tracker, or on the stage I should say. But it's going to just track that for them. So that'll always stay there, and you can see how close you are to your score then as well. So we are going to select data in the blocks palette, click make a variable, and create a new variable called high score. A new block will appear and the high score counter will appear on the stage as well. Drag it wherever you would like. So let's see here. Variable high score. We're going to make this for all sprites. Okay, so now I have the score and high score. I'm probably going to try and drag these down here to the bottom since I have a little space down there and I don't want it on my maze anywhere. Drag it wherever you would like, but once you find a spot for them, leave them alone so that we can get started on step 48. Now we're going to add an extra set of blocks to the cheese sprite in the forever loop to test the new high score and to make players gain points. Run the project to see if anyone can beat your high score. So we need to go to the cheese sprite. We need to add a couple things to what we already have. We're going to set the size. They want us to set it to 70. I'm just going to click the green flag just to see how big it is. I'm going to make it just a little bit smaller because I started mine out a little bit bigger. So I'm going to make mine about 50%. Try and look at the size that I have and match yours up to mine. It may not be 50, it may not be 70. Again, just work with what you have and hopefully you'll get a size around what I have here. Just so that Mimi is about half the size of it. That's what you want to consider. Okay, so now we have our size set there, we have the score, we have our forever block. We need to add something under where it says play sound pop. So I need the if then. I need I need a less than symbol, just like that. And I'm putting my score is less than my high score. Then I'm going to set the high score to score. So this is just saying that if my score is larger than my high score, my new high score is going to be set to that score. So I'm going to add this underneath here. I'm going to run it and just pay attention to the score on the left side here, high score on the right, and whatever I end up with, since I just added high score, that will be my high score. So go ahead and run the script. Mimi is going to turn around. Let's see if I can get through here. I'm stuck on something right now. Okay, since I got hit by one of the beetles, I was unable to move anymore, but you can see that my high score is 10, and that was the score I ended on. So I am going to now go to my very last page of my workbook, which is called Game Over. At this moment, the only signal that the game has ended is that the mouse stops moving. I want to add a finishing touch to the game so that it displays a large, bold sign that says Game Over. And to do this, I need to create a new sprite. So click on your new sprite. And oops, I'm sorry, not in the library. We want to go to the paintbrush. And we are going to create a Game Over poster type thing that you see on page 59. So to start off with that, make sure you're in bitmap mode, and we are going to draw a rectangle, fill it in a dark color, and then switch to vector mode and choose a bright color so that it contrasts. And the Game Over will set inside that black rectangle, and that'll come over the large section on our game area. So make my rectangle, and we want it just like that. Now I probably don't want blue, but I think, nope, I need to erase it. Start over, and I want it to be black, and I want it to be filled in as well. Oops, I'm sorry. There we go. So there's my large rectangle. And I'm going to switch now to vector. And I'm going to use my text in a bright color. I will do this bright yellow. And I'm in bold letters going to write, oops, double click on it again if you need to, game over. Now I'm going to find a cool font that I can use. So I found my font, and now I just need to make it bigger here. So if you click in this area outside of the rectangle, you'll see that you can get some boxes around game over, and just keep dragging it so that it fits within the black box. Center it then so that it's somewhat in the middle. And you can kind of double check on your area over here to see what actually looks what is like in the middle. So I think that's pretty much in the middle for what I want it to be. Let's see here. They want us to use Scratch as the font. Go ahead and pick whichever you would like. I do not care about that. But now we need to go to the actual script and make it so that it does appear once the game ends. So on step 50, you'll see you don't want the game over sign to show until the game is actually over. So let's hide it and with the script, and then switch the scripts tabs and add these blocks. So we're going to, when we start this, we instantly want it to hide. And then we need to make a new script and say when I receive game over, I go to the middle, which is, let's see here, go to X and Y, those are both going to be zeros. It's going to come to the front and it will show up. Okay, so now I'm going to play my game. The beetles will be chasing me, as you can see. Once I let one of them hit me, this should pop up right in the middle of my game board over here. And we should be all set. And we'll do one of the hacks that we see in the back here. So let me go ahead and play. Try and get a new high score. And I am all set now, so that I cannot play anymore. I'd have to hit the green arrow and be done from there. So we just finished the game. Go ahead and turn to hacks and tweaks. We are going to make a hack. And let me see, I'm going to look through all of them real quick. And let's do the one that says, let's add a rocket power. This is add a power boost that hides all the enemies for 10 seconds when the mouse touches it. To do this, you would need to add a new sprite and a message to trigger a hide, wait, show script in each enemy. Or we could do, let's see here. We can make it so that the game, they can't touch the walls. That might be cool too. Let's see. Let me look through these real quick. Okay, after looking at the hacks and tweaks, I think what I'm going to do, just for the sake of time so I don't run over, I'm going to make the vanishing cheese so that it vanishes after a certain amount of time and you have to go to a different spot then. So you can do any of these hacks and tweaks that you would like, but I'm going to show you one. So it says, for an extra challenge, make the cheese spend only 10 seconds or so in each spot before moving to a new location. This will force the player to move quickly. To do this, give the cheese an extra script with a forever loop containing a wait 10 seconds block, followed by a copy of the go to block from the main script. So Cheese script, I need to make a new script. And it should have something like this. When the green flag is clicked, my forever block, I need to wait 10 seconds. And experiment with this. Maybe 10 seconds is too long or it's too short and you need to go up or down from there. Whatever you would like to do to challenge yourself is fine with me. In the X and Y areas, I want to do a pick random. So add your pick random blocks in there. So over just a little bit. And I need negative 220, 220, negative 160, 160. Okay, so these blocks right here help pick a random location for the cheese after that 10 seconds. That's all that is saying. So I'm going to go into full screen mode and I'm going to run the game and see how well I do and see if I can beat my high score of 20. Oh, here comes, there we go. I got 20 again. I saw the ghost coming towards me, but I was able to tell myself, you need to move quickly, otherwise that cheese is going to disappear. So I'm going to wait 10 seconds and see how far it goes and see how far I get behind. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I didn't wait long enough, obviously. We'll try one more time here. I'll try and just keep moving around and see what happens. Of course, you get the idea though. Once you were to get close to 10 seconds, it's going to move somewhere else on the game board and you will be out of luck and have to hurry around and try and get there as well. If you have any questions or are lost on something and you weren't able to do something correctly, raise your hand. I'll be around checking for you. But other than that, I hope you enjoy the game with your partner and you guys can beat each other's high score and my high score. So in the next lesson, we will be learning Circle Wars, and I think many of you will like Circle Wars. So I'm excited to see how these last two games compare to Circle Wars, and I hope you are excited.